Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie begins in western China, where the Qin dynasty begins. When merchants stop to see the Qin army, led by General Wang Qi, they transport a young slave, Xin, along a muddy road. Xin looks in admiration as he awakens from his rest, hoping to one day be a great fighter like him. He is sold to a small village owned by a local farmer, where he meets Piao, another young slave. To make the most of their new existence, the two lads practice sword fighting with one another, as they both want to be generals in the military. As they grow older, their abilities develop, and Xin becomes a more aggressive warrior. Chang Wenjun, an imperial ambassador, sees their sparring session, and visits their village one afternoon. In search of men to join King Yingzheng's large army, he requests Piao from the farmer, while declining Xin. At night, Piao mulls it over, but Xin encourages him to join the military. They spar one more time before daybreak, with the two best friends vowing to reunite one day. Despite his loneliness, Xin spends most of his days at the farm exercising, lifting more than he can carry, and jumping high enough to make an aerial attack. Piao returns one night, while resting in the shed, but falls in his arms, due to battle injuries. As he dies, he warns Xin that King Yingzheng's brother, Cheng Zhao, is attempting to take the throne, and is planning an attack on the country. He instructs him to go to the designated place, using a hand-drawn map, but he does not explain why. He dies, promising Xin his spirit would always be with him, no matter what he achieved. The distraught young man departs the cottage with Piao's sword, determined to carry out his last command. Soon, a group of troops loyal to Cheng Zhao discover Piao's body, mistaking it for Yingzheng's. They murder the residents and set fire to the settlement. Xin is cornered by a bunch of bandits, who are interested in the weapon. They are easily vanquished, thanks to Xin's tremendous combat abilities. He walks away, trailed by a masked owl figure from the bandit camp. Soon, Xin arrives at a little cabin, and enters to meet King Yingzheng. However, he pauses, believing him to be Piao. A Shukayu assassin unexpectedly ambushes the pair. Xin, visibly furious by the encounter, assaults assuming Piao was recruited as a body duplicate, and was assassinated to protect the king. The assassin underestimates Xin's fighting abilities, and is defeated. He begs for his life, but Yingzheng murders him, because he is arrogant. Following that, the couple observe the village engulfed in flames from a distance. Knowing Zhao will soon discover his whereabouts, he escapes with Xin through a cavern, going to the mountains, with the help of the masked owl figure, who reveals herself as Helao Diao, a mountain tribe youngster. The king describes the events that led to the mutiny, as the troop makes its way into the tunnel. Xin is unhappy, because he believes he caused Piao to put himself in danger to save him. Yingzheng explains, however, that his friend insisted on protecting him without hesitation, risking his life to make his childhood fantasy a reality. This discovery motivates Xin to continue and assist the king with his plan to meet with his troops, led by Chang Wenjun. Meanwhile, at the Qin palace, Cheng Zhao consults with his court on the next step, in the elimination of Yingzheng. General Wang Qi, who was thought to have retired some time ago, arrives and brings a beheaded head, thought to belong to the king's messenger. Wenjun, in exchange for a portion of the imperial army's dominion, he swears to hunt down Yingzheng. Xin and the group arrive in the bamboo forest, only to be attacked by Muda, another assassin armed with poison darts. Muda's quickness allows him to launch tremendous moves with his weapons, making the young fighter appear outmatched. He overpowers the assassin, using the bamboo trees as defensive structures, dealing a fatal blow as he turns around. Unfortunately, he is poisoned and falls asleep. Some time later, Xin awakens at a historic summer resort, erected 400 years ago by the Qin and mountain tribes. While he rests, the king discusses his family's history, including how he was born into royalty, despite having a court dancer for a mother. His father died after only 3 years, leaving him as a young king at the age of 13, much to the chagrin of Zhao, who despises commoner blood. Liu Bovai, a businessman turned politician, is seeking the crown, alongside his half-brother, supported by the chancellor. Later in the afternoon, everything is tranquil, until the gang notices soldiers outside the retreat house. They are, thankfully, Yingzheng's troops, led by a still-living Chang Wenjun. He apologizes profusely for being late, because their escape plan went awry along the way. Meanwhile, Zhao is brought up to the kingdom's walls, to see the 80,000 warriors who have joined his army. He proves his actual power, displaying a high-ranking peasant-born soldier, and having him executed in front of everyone by the huge executioner, Lang Kai, who believes only in individuals raised in nobility. Helao cooks great cuisine for the hungry soldiers at the resort, satisfying everyone with a hearty lunch. The king demands an explanation for how Zhao's forces ambushed the soldiers. Wen Jun recounts that they fled with Piao through a secret corridor, on the night of the coup attempt, unaware that they would be intercepted by General Qi's soldiers on their approach to the rendezvous spot. All appeared lost, until Piao bravely sacrificed himself, drawing the focus of the enemy forces on himself, in order to keep the others safe. Wen Jun and the rest watched in wonder, as he charged his horse like a general, boosting the spirit of the warriors. Hearing this narrative makes Sin happy, because it reminds him of his brave friend, and inspires him to help the king recapture his palace. The army then provides a regional map, outlining their forthcoming palace siege. With no more trusted partners to rely on, the king devises a plan to seek the assistance of the forgotten mountain tribe, despite the feud that drove them to secede from the Qin Empire. However, as they approach the mountainside, they are encircled by mountain tribe warriors, who capture them and transport them to Yang Duanhe, their chieftain. When she first meets the king, she is concerned about his proposed union, feeling that the Qin Empire must suffer for their treason 400 years earlier. Before one of the guards beheads Sin, Ying Zheng reasons that he aims to stop the conflict, and destroy the borders that restrict China's 7 states from crossing one another. Sin frees himself and talks arrogantly, pleading with the mountain tribe to unite as one, to uphold their ancestors' ideal of a better world. Yang Duanhe, impressed by both men's fervor, reveals her face, embracing the partnership, and promising to help reclaim the king's throne. Soon, Ying Zheng reveals his cunning plan to enter the kingdom without confronting Zhao's force of 80,000 troops. The gang journeys to the frontiers of the Qin Empire, disguised as members of the mountain tribe. Yang Duanhe prepares her ploy upon arrival, declaring her plan to join Zhao's army, an opportunity the Imperials cannot pass up, because it will help them strengthen their influence in China. They are accepted inside, but the chieftain is only allowed to bring 50 people with her, leaving the majority of the mountain tribe outside the gates. Meanwhile, the chancellor excitedly informs Zhao that their potential union with the mountain tribe will aid in the defeat of Liu Buvai's army. He and the official approach the chieftain, who refuses to disarm their group, unless a formal deal is discussed. Ying Zheng initiates the assault as soon as they enter the Shuqi gate, attacking the guard, signaling everyone to charge. He directs Sin, He Liao, and a trustworthy soldier Bai, to utilize the underground tube immediately, connected to the royal room, and assassinate Cheng Zhao while himself, Wen Jun, and the chieftain play as decoys, generating mayhem. Soon, the king's entourage arrives in the courtyard, but is stopped by palace soldiers. The chancellor orders Ying Zheng's head be severed. The mountain tribesmen are the first to arrive, but they are promptly defeated by the archers. Suddenly, as the soldiers march forward with caution, the tribesmen awaken, having developed a tolerance for pain. They ruthlessly overpower the entire army, surprising Zhao's officials. Meanwhile, Ying Zheng's former general, Zhuo Si, has encircled Sin and the warriors, but he exits to let his soldiers fight. Because of the mountain tribe's aggressiveness, and Sin's sword fighting abilities, they are quickly vanquished. Simultaneously, Ying Zheng and the group arrive beneath the palace stairs, and attack the guards, much to Zhao's delight, because he feels his brother is dying at his hands. Lang Kai, Zhao's executioner, emerges in the tunnel, and thrashes the soldiers with his huge fists and sheer strength. To pin down the monster, an enraged Sin jumps high and kicks him in the face. He wins the fight, slicing his throat, much to the surprise of his brethren. As the group enters the throne room, Xiao declares Ying Zheng to be the true heir. Zhuo Si approaches the tribunal, as Bai says he was demoted from general to mercenary for hire for the empire, owing to his harsh battle tactics. He shows off his abilities, slaughtering the tribesmen with his steel blade. After several of the warriors die, they are outnumbered by the army. The king increases the men's morale, and buys time for the assassination to be carried out. Meanwhile, Sin assaults Zhuo Si with ferocity. Nonetheless, the mercenary outplays his maneuvers, even killing court officials to get closer to him. Bai attempts to save Sin, but is stabbed in the shoulder. To Zhao's delight, the young fighter retaliates, but is knocked down and cut in the face. Zhuo Si chastises him, before inflicting the final blow for pursuing his aspirations, which can only lead to failure. Sin recalls Piao's encouragement to one day become a general, which gives him the strength to parry Zhuo Si's sword, and kick him away. He closes his eyes, holding Piao's blade in an aggressive stance, waiting for the mercenary to approach him. As he approaches, Sin leaps extremely high, and strikes him on the chest, breaking his blade, just as he did with the stone during his training sessions. Zhuo Si perishes, leaving Zhao unprotected, while the rest of the council leaves in terror. He Liao murders the chancellor, injecting poison into his left eye, but he is stabbed. Fortunately, Sin realizes that she has been wearing armor beneath her owl costume the entire time, saving her. Meanwhile, Zhao attempts to flee to the courtyard, and encounters a tired Ying Zheng, ordering the men to assault, but they hesitate. He is struck by his brother's blade, and panics as blood pours from his wound. As punishment for his usurpation, his brother spares him, but violently beats him. In the midst of this, General Qi and his troops approach, asking Ying Zheng what he plans to do as king, given he would cut off his head if he did not like his response. Ying Zheng earnestly swears to unite China during the Warring States period, even if more wars occur, to ensure the nation's future. The general, satisfied, tells Zhao's troops to stand down, twirling his sword to demonstrate his power. As he walks away, he tells Sin he hopes to see him in combat someday. As everyone cheers for victory, Sin lifts Piao's sword. When Jun later tells Bai about his worries, that General Qi is manipulating events to his advantage. Meanwhile, Sin and the king prepare to take control of the new empire. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.